Unlocking marital bliss.
So much welcome to Unlocking Marital Bliss this very afternoon. We're shooting this from the prestigious Sheraton Kampala Hotel. And I would like to make it so clear to each and every one of you that is watching. Marriage is beautiful. But amazingly, it's not made of 10 people, it's made up of 2 people, okay? And the third one is God. Two are better than one, okay? But why is it that many times people realize I would rather be alone than be with you? I would rather be alone than be with you. We want to unmask what it means for two to be better than one. Like some of us that are enjoying and having fun, how do we do it? How can you succeed? How can you make it two are better than one? It shouldn't be that one is better than two. No, two are better than one. Many of you, relationships have collapsed. You don't know what to do. Yet at first time you got married, you were, excited, and now you got nothing. Is two still better than one? Yes, two are better than one. Follow me and let's explore this reality. I'll see you in a minute. We believe that marriage was not made that we may fail. No, relationships are not created to be broken. Relationships are designed to last. Tonight we're talking about two are better than one. In a day and age, many of you will wonder whether that still stands. Two are better than one. But I would like to read something for you here before we proceed. And he says, Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 9 to 12, two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. They have a good return for their labor, okay? And he says, if either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. I would like to have you flow with me so that we may unmask what it means for two being better than one. In this day and age where most of you believe, I think I would have stayed alone than getting married. It would have been better that I stayed alone than getting married. Can you be married and enjoy it and really prove that two are better than one? Let me invite my guest to join me. Winfred Zizinga,
Yes, please.
you're so much welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be
And
here.
tonight we're dealing with this whole issue, two are better than one. Many of you, the people today actually believe I'd rather be alone.
Yep. Some are married, but they're alone, actually.
Some are married and still do not understand what it means for the two to be better than one. But the Bible is clear that they have a good return for their labor.
True.
A good return for their labor. I can boldly say that I'm having a good return for my labor. The two are better than one, but we need to break it down because many today are married, but they are one.
Mm-hmm.
And in a sense that everything is meaningless. What do you pick up when you get married? What should be expected? What should happen? Whereby we convince our viewers that it's still great to be two. To be two. We've had people cheating, adulterous happenings, or recently we had some of these television people, flowing around and adultery going on like unabated. And somebody's thinking, why would I even still say two are better than one? I think it's better that one is better than two.
There is I think it's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast,
Go alone.
go alone.
Okay.
If you want to go far, have company with you. So going alone, you will go first. It is very possible for you, Pastor Cyrus, to succeed and reach the helm of everything in this life and in this world alone. But going far is not very easy if you are alone. It gets lonely up there.
Okay.
It gets very frustrating up there.
Yeah.
You are alone, remember?
Yes.
It gets so overwhelming up there. I don't know if we could ask Bill Gates. He's up there. I mean, everyone, him separating is not a today's thing. He didn't just wake up and say, we are done. It has been a gradual thing of realizing I am alone.
I am alone. And then him having all this money, then getting to the end and divorces. I mean, the divorce, the same with Jeff Bezos. The divorce is not something that comes out of the blue. It's because they failed to be together.
And I know that there's a layman out there who is saying, well, yeah, two are better than one. I got rid of the other one. And I have another one. So there's two of us.
And still, that is not how really God designed this or defines it.
For Solomon to say two are better than one,
Yeah.
he actually concurs with God in saying, I will make man a suitable helpmate.
Yeah.
What was God thinking? He thought relationship.
Yes.
He thought Adam needs a helpmate. What does Solomon say? That two can chase enemies if they
Yes.
came to attack you.
Yes.
Two is better than one. Two tilling the land, two working together.
Yes.
You are thinking together. You are helping one another. You are
Yes.
keeping warm together in the context of marriage.
Yes.
You are keeping warm together. You are bringing, if Pastor Cyrus, you bring 20,000 and Pastor Robbie brings 30,000, two is better than one. That is 50,000 as opposed to the 20,000 that you have brought home. So when I look at it, you can't work it alone. And when you fall, the fall is great when you are alone.
You mentioned about two coming in, and you mentioned that God meant it relational.
Yes.
And I would like to focus on that word, relational. Okay? God is a relational God.
True.
To relate is to connect. You get it?
Yes.
To relate is to connect. So God connects. By nature, He connects. He steps out. He comes out. You know, He was there and He said, no, I don't like this. I want something. And then He said, I don't like the darkness. Then He reached out and brought light. I don't like the emptiness. He reached out and created the trees and all these, the fishes and all the kind of stuff. You get it?
Yes.
But then in all of that, He gave them, because He created them, they have an attachment to Him because He's their maker. But you see, He realized that there's got to be somebody. The trees cannot bring out my nature fully. I need something that will bring out my nature.
And He goes ahead to make man in
He goes ahead to make man in His own image. So that means man is relational. Correct? So man is relational. Now, when man gets to be relational, he's representing
God.
God Himself. So He says He doesn't create them as male, but as male and female. Okay? Now, when He makes them male and female, something is still going on. He makes them male and female. And what does He have in His mind? Connect. You hear me? To connect. He makes them in a way that our bodies are different, but before Him we are all spirits. But we connect. Now, in connecting, this is how He does it. Then in forming the body, He brings out the male first.
Yes.
Not because of superiority or hierarchy, where most of the men watching me will say, you see, we came first, so we're superior. No, it's because of functionality. So men didn't come first because you're superior. You came first because of your function. Okay? Now, when you're functioning, it don't make you superior. You're just doing what you were made to be. So men came out because of the function. Now, when men begin functioning in that manner, then God pulls out the woman, places the woman over here, because says it's not good for the man to be alone. Why? Because man cannot relate and bring out the image like I want him to be. So I'm going to bring something out of him to bring the other me. You get it? So when I bring the other me is going to be there. Then man won't turn his back. This is what God says. Brings the woman. And man looks and says, whoa, this is bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman. Now, when man says that, literally, God says, for this reason, a man shall leave. He walks away. He abandons his father and mother. He leaves. Correct? Yes. And when a man leaves, he's supposed to cleave. Now, I know many of the men today watching, they only know one thing: living. They keep living. They get married, but they're still living. They can't stay stationed in their minds, in their emotions. They can't cleave to their woman. They don't know what that means. To them, I'm still living. And as long as I'm living, it's about getting what I want.
No.
And that's what they're doing. True. They keep living to get what they want. So they're creating chaos in the two being better than the one. Yes. So they're supposed to leave and reach out to this being called a woman.
Relationship.
Relation. They're supposed to connect. For this reason, leave, abandon everything. Leave your father and mother. Let me make this clear to our viewers. When a man leaves, that means your father and mother are no longer priority. I'm going to say that again. Your father and mother are no longer priority. Okay? And so your wife has become priority.
Oh.
Yes. Now we're talking about relation. Your wife becomes priority. Remember, in relation...
Does that mean you don't look after them when they need help?
You do, not at the expense of your wife. And some of you mothers would like to come in and tell me what to do. You hear me? And tell me that you got to be first. No, mamas, you got to know. When I got married, you lost your number one place in my life, and my wife took it. In fact, somebody else's daughter took your place.
Ouch, that hurts.
Because you don't raise me for you. You raise me for another.
That's the point.
You don't raise me for you. You raise me up to give me away to another woman. You don't raise me up to stay with you. No, you got my dad with you. That's enough. So you raise me up to go.
That's the way it should be.
And that's the way it should be. Now, why is all of this happening in that manner? To get eyes off me. Get eyes off me. So all I think about is the other. And I'm breaking it down, then I bring you in. They both were naked.
That's a sense of vulnerability there.
Thank you. They're both vulnerable. Very vulnerable. Very vulnerable. You know? And not ashamed. True. They're not bothered with, oh, I need to dress up. Oh, I need to do this. Because all the time, the man had no time to be ashamed or whatever, because he was so focused on seeking what is good for the woman. The woman had no time to be ashamed. She was focused on seeking what is good for the man, for the husband. Now that's relation now. That's the two being better than the one. I'm seeking what is good for you. You're seeking what is good for me. I am ready to expose myself. I'm ready to be vulnerable. I'm ready to reach out. That means when I fall, who gonna pick me up?
Wife.
When she falls, who gonna pick her up?
Husband.
Now you see it, but the question is, I've laid this whole background.
How many are picking up today, Pastor Cyrus?
I want you to tell me. And if you are not, I want explanations. What has happened?
It is the sense of entitlement, one.
Oh.
You are supposed to look after me. Underline supposed.
Okay.
You are supposed to do this for me. And then I am supposed to do that for you. So if I don't do what I am supposed to do, then you have no obligation toward me. That is why, Pastor Cyrus, if someone called you and said, we have found your wife in a hotel with a man, you will sit home and flip channels. You will change the locks to your door. Unlike Hosea, who said, where is she? So I can redeem her.
Oh, Lord. Uh-huh.
In this day and age where Hosea must have asked God, why me? Why am I even married to a prostitute? As far as the readings that are concerned, the things that have been written about Hosea, his wife still went out. First of all, he married a prostitute.
Yeah.
And she was still a prostitute even when she was a wife.
Uh-huh.
So,
And yet Hosea,
if they called him and said, hello, Winnie is in Ginger, Hosea would get onto his donkey to Ginger to redeem his wife.
to redeem the wife.
To redeem the wife.
That is two
Being
better than one.
He did not leave her in the city. Now, in this generation where, first of all, our marriage preparations are like for 1 month.
We don't even know why we get married.
We don't know why we get married. We don't even want to know. We want to know how much you, Pastor, are going to contribute toward our wedding. Mm-hmm. Anything after that is, we will see it as it comes along. Yeah. So we are not studied. We don't want to study. How many expose themselves to you and say, we are here, our wedding is in 7 months from now? How many? We want to study.
No.
If there are any there, I don't think there is more than my fingers.
I just want to, here's my card. I want contribution.
Yes, okay, that's what the pastors do as well. How much is this couple willing to give me toward my building project?
Exactly.
Toward my car, toward my children's school fees or something like that. So we are not giving them what they need. We are not sitting them down to study.
Yes. Let them know what it means to relate.
To relate one with another. We have come up with all these things. I'm not saying that it is bad to read material. It is bad to talk about finances. It is bad. No, it is not bad. But there is that place of vulnerability.
That's...
That we need to... The place where I lay myself bare.
I'm naked before my spouse.
Yes, and I am not ashamed. I am not thinking, what is he thinking now? He's going to leave me right here, right now.
So people fear to be naked. True. Because they believe if you find out who they really are, you may not like what you find out, True. And then you may not be able to love them. Exactly. Then you will go away. You will go away. Now that's the fear that is happening. But that fear, the fear of rejection, is destroying the ability to relate.
And denying you the opportunity and everything that good that comes out of relating.
Out of relating. Because you know, Winnie, what it feels like. You're a mother. You've seen your baby soil themselves. And yet when you came to help them out, they never stopped you. They stayed vulnerable to you. You cleaned them up and you dressed them up afresh, and you are ready to jump and smile again and move forward. And in any relationship, somebody's got to be at a place where they can come and say, Winnie, I erred. 2 years ago, and I have a child outside of this marriage. It's adultery that I committed. And I've been struggling taking care of another home. Why would I keep quiet anymore? I need you. The way you're looking at me feels like I may not finish up my sentence, but I'm going to finish it up. If you're going to kill me, you're going to kill me here. Because the reality is, I loved you, and I want to be honest. I erred, I failed, I want to be back. This is what I'm saying at this point. I need your forgiveness. I want to come back home.
Pastor Cyrus, for me to overcome that, because that is a huge mountain standing before me, I need to take eyes off myself.
Whereby it's no longer about your own expectations.
And all the hurt that I have felt in my heart, I need to put it to the table and say, Lord, here it is. It's not that I don't feel it. I feel betrayed. I feel hurt. I feel everything else that would have come with you having left.
Yeah.
And now you are back. You are not back as you left.
Yeah.
You have come back with another family. And you will not be, Pastor Cyrus, you can't tell me that you will not look after the woman who mothered your child.
It's my responsibility.
It is your responsibility.
So how you going to handle me?
The best way to handle that, Pastor Cyrus, no kidding, is to take eyes off yourself.
Thank you. Humanly, as a human fallen nature, you can't.
No, you can't.
You need Jesus.
Absolutely.
You because in our fallen nature, at that point, you want to save you.
Very much so.
So now taking eyes off you, then if I take eyes off me, who gonna save me? So you need to save you.
Because at that
Rather than saving me, so nature tells you save you. And in saving you, you gotta drown me.
we're going to both drown. That's the thing. At the end of the day, we both drown. So, all right, if I am called and I'm told that your husband has been caught in adultery, right? And I let him be, like, let him face the world. Let him, it's okay. Let him get the shame. I'm feeling justified. I could hold press conferences and talk about him, especially with the celebrities today. So you hold a press conference, you talk about him and what he's done and where he's been caught. So you think in yourself that he is drowning and you're not. You're only lying.
Actually, could it be that your own fear of rejection stops you from embracing the broken? Because the brokenness in you cannot stand facing the broken out there.
True. You remember we were talking about something about there is an expectation in the world
Yes.
from the Christian. We are talking about the Christians today.
Yes.
There is a very big expectation. But then again, they also have their standard. The world has its standard.
Standard.
And it expects you, or not expect, it wants you to conform to its standard. But deep down expects you to execute that to which you were called. Christ's follower.
As Christ follows.
As Christ's follower. So the expectation is that they would want to see you forgive this person. But then they want to see you drag him in the mud until he has nothing left.
Drug him in the mat until he's got nothing left. Strip him naked. Chain him on a truck. Run him around the entire pavement and let him be skinned live. Try to get him to pay for whatever he has done to you. Will that be able to fix the problem? Or it just proves that you don't understand what it means for two being better than one? Join me in a minute after just this quick break.
Unlocking marital bliss. Unlocking marital bliss.
I have my guest Winnie with me. And before we took a break, we were still looking at this whole thing that you explained. And you get to a point where you feel like, I can't have it anymore. I'm a beautiful woman. I deserve better. And then you can walk away because your man committed adultery, because your wife committed adultery, and then you walk away. Does that justify? Does that negate the Bible that says two are better than one? What's the purpose of the two being better than one? Isn't it about me picking you up when you fall down?
Pastor Cyrus, let us just quickly go back to our vows.
Winnie. Okay, shoot.
What do our vows? Okay, people have tried to alter them these days. But what?
So they're trying to alter them because they're failing at relating. So
True.
The number one problem in the world today is relating. And we don't even know how to relate.
These vows are until death do us part.
Okay?
Everything in there, sickness and in health, for better, for worse. Where is that? Do we take it out? For better, for worse. Okay, things are good right now.
Yeah.
For worse is when you have been caught in adultery. For worse is when you have been pinned that you sold money in the office. For worse is those days.
When you think I can't stay with this woman anymore.
Yes.
That is what for worse means.
That is what for worse means.
And at that point, you're supposed to stand.
True. Because
if a man falls in crisis, then how weak he is. Because in crisis, you got to prove. It shows us the strength you've had all these years.
Exactly. But what is the end? Because Pastor Cyrus, when I come from a business world,
Yes.
that is my teaching.
Yes.
When you have a goal in mind,
Yes.
look at all these very, very successful businessmen. He knows where he's going. Okay, today we are mourning BMK.
Yes.
We all have read his story. He got out of school earlier on in life.
Yes.
But he had an end goal in mind.
Yes.
What is the married person's end goal in mind when they're taking the vows? Till death.
Do us part.
That is the end. Full stop.
So we're supposed to be one. We
are.
move together.
That is it.
That even as we express ourselves over here, we are one, but in this oneness we're two.
True.
That means you fall, I am supposed to pick you
Up. Now, Pastor Cyrus, let me just cutting the long story short and then we come back to the story. When Jesus left,
Yeah.
what happened? He said he knew that we couldn't be on our own.
Yes.
He said, I will send you
A helper.
We have a helper.
Yes.
When you are driving, you have a helper.
Yes.
When you are moving roundabout, you have a helper.
Yes.
So what makes us think that God designed us to be alone? Two is better
Than one.
than one.
And what makes it better is in the ability of both of us functioning
Yes.
not for our own ends, but for the better of the other,
And to bring glory
to God.
to God.
Because now we function, we get married, and here is a problem. You come with your expectations,
Absolutely.
I come with my expectations. Now, in your expectations, you pursue your expectations. I pursue my expectations. And in doing so, it's selfishness.
We are drifting apart.
We're drifting apart. So when you pursue your expectations in marriage, your husband becomes a stumbling block. Everybody watching us out there who believes that, yes, their husband has become a stumbling block, it's because you are pursuing your expectations. When I'm pursuing my expectations and I begin perceiving you as a stumbling block, it's because I'm pursuing my expectations. And then I say, my wife doesn't do this, my wife doesn't do this. Well, you're supposed to clean her, prepare her, go out and pick her up, cleanse her, treat her good, do everything for her.
I told you we get into marriage to work for others.
Yes, that's the purpose of marriage. You don't go in for you. You go in for another's daughter. You go in for another's son. You go in to pick up another. You go in to watch over another. You go in because when you're doing that, that's what God expects of you. God doesn't expect you to go into marriage to do it for you. He expects you to go into marriage to do what he expects of you for me. And then I do the same.
Now, the distortion is, what am I going to get out of this?
Yes.
That is the distortion we have today. What am I getting?
Now, selfishness and relationships don't work together.
It cannot work.
So when you say, what am I going to get out of it?
So when I don't get it,
Then I run away.
absolutely.
I keep looking for what I can get.
And then when I run away, you say, it's okay. You can run away. I'll get another.
And then I'm still failing at relating.
True.
There is a glory in relating. When you succeed, you hit the top. All relationships begin with dependence.
That is true. And there can be no dependence if there is no vulnerability, Pastor Cyrus.
Thank you.
It cannot be there.
Dependence will trigger the vulnerability.
True.
Because a child is vulnerable to you because they're dependent on you.
And then it will grow the trust.
And then the trust grows that you are there for me. The last time I showed you how dirty I was, you cleansed me up. You never told me, I don't know what's wrong with this woman. She's just like this. She's just doesn't have any understanding. Men have a problem. Every time you see where your woman is not doing what you want her to do, you think abusing her will make her become what you want.
Oh, Pastor Cyrus, when I fall, you cover me.
I'm supposed to lift you up. That is two are better than one. But when you fall, I also go down, and we both are like pigs in the mud, and we are wallowing, and we think our marriage is failing. No, marriage doesn't fail. It's people that fail.
Absolutely. Because look at it this way, Pastor Cyrus. When we were in school, in secondary school, some of us studied from single-sex schools.
Yes.
At a point in time, before I went to a mixed school.
Yeah.
But girls normally look out for each other. It doesn't matter if I talk to you or don't.
Yes.
If I stood up and my dress is soiled
Yes.
because of the menstrual periods,
Yes.
my friend will force me back down
Yes.
and look for a plan before anyone sees, and she'll whisper in my ear, "Don't stand up yet."
Wow.
I mean, this is a public place. I have been caught in adultery in a public place.
Yes.
What would my husband do? Cover me. Pastor Cyrus, celebrities out there
Yeah.
have paid reporters
Yes.
not to publish anything about their spouses caught in adultery. These are not
Yeah.
Christians.
Yeah.
They are not even...
You see, when you don't know vulnerability, you play an image game.
That's it. So, what do I say? You cover me. I cover you. That is the purpose of us being together.
I cover you. I cleanse you. I help you grow.
So, that is what God does for us.
That is what I am supposed to do.
And as His bride, He covers us. Pastor
Yes.
Cyrus, I know for a fact that there are so many times I have done so many things that even I am ashamed of.
Yes.
And no one ever knows except me and God.
And
Until
God
you go and
covers you.
sin no more.
Yes.
If I told you, you'd be shocked. Like, what?
Yeah.
But He covered me and I went and sinned no more.
Yes.
How much more we to our spouses?
In fact, God expects nothing less.
That's it.
We don't walk away. It takes cowardice to walk away.
Someone will differ, Pastor Cyrus.
Okay.
I am in so much pain. I caught my wife cheating on me. I found my husband cheating on me. I am in so much pain. Right here, right now, I don't want to know.
Okay, you don't want to know, but you see, you're just being a fool. I know. Listen, you see, fools is not that you lack intelligence. You just simply don't understand God. Okay? A fool says in his heart there's no God. Do you know why many people are in too much emotional turmoil? When all this has happened, is one, first and foremost, when it happens, they focus on themselves. And they think, I'm the first to be cheated on, and I'm the last. This has never happened. If it ever happened, it was not to my scale.
Yes.
Mine was unique and special. No, baby, yours wasn't unique and special. You just went through the same stuff other people have gone through. Others managed to overcome, and you are becoming a loser. You're choosing to fail.
And that's the expectation of the enemy.
And that's what Satan wants you to do. You fail. But this is what I'm bringing out to you. As long as you believe I caught him cheating,
Absolutely.
and I've had it. This is the fourth time.
Yes.
Enough is enough. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? What have you ever deserved in life? Let me tell you, before Jesus came, you deserved zero. Death, okay? And you were a sinner too. And let me tell you, before your man cheated on you, Jesus went to the cross
Hallelujah. And paid it all
and paid the sins
in advance.
in advance. But this one is special.
There ain't nothing special about you, baby.
Nothing special about you. And good, you're hearing it from the woman. Nothing special about you. Nothing special.
Pastor Cyrus, I think I like what you wrote in the book Unlocking Marital Bliss. Dead man walking.
Yeah.
Dead man walking is who we need to be in our marriages.
Thank you.
That is not to negate the fact that sin is committed. I'm not saying you just say, oh, my husband is like that, oh, my wife is like
No.
that. No, that is not to say that. But to get to that place where you say, I forgive you.
Yes.
For what you do to me tomorrow, I forgive you.
And I still love you.
And I still love you.
Whoa, that is two better than one. Because one has to come in and save. In this world, we are in the dark world. There will be rainy days. Somebody's got to run in with an umbrella
It's true.
to
Because
come and pick you up.
the Bible is clear when it says about, it says something about standing. I think it's in Corinthians, lest you think you may never fall.
Yes.
So it is not a matter of if, it is when.
Yeah.
Because it will happen.
The temptation can happen.
Temptation can happen to anyone.
And the best way to do is that when the two of you know how to lift one another up. Oh my God.
when we are exposed one to another, when we are vulnerable one to another,
Yes.
I will tell you, you know what? I am keeping Pastor Cyrus's combination.
Yes.
But we are broke. The two being better than one, he'll tell you, why don't you just ask him for the money?
Yes.
As opposed to stealing it.
Yes.
There is somebody who is in a better place to hold you.
They're better as long as they're doing stuff to help you go up.
Exactly. We can't both be down. I know that you've told me that many times. You can't both be down.
You can't.
Because then who will help the other out of the whole?
Exactly.
So if my spouse has been found cheating,
Yes.
me dragging him along Miracle Street and telling everyone, behold his nakedness, I should be able to cover him. He should be able to cover me.
And you know, Winnie, nothing makes me feel protected like when I expected you to rip me in pieces and you did not. Oh, wow.
That sort of love the Father has for me, that is the revelation I have, causes me to submit to him.
Now, any woman who knows this is what my man is will never run away again.
True.
Because she's looking for security. She's been caught in this. Okay, yes, I'm a married woman. Yes, I was caught cheating. But can you cover me? I'm human. I fell. Can you cover me? Can you lift me up? There's a song I heard some time back and it rings in my mind that I am a man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero you've been dreaming of. You know, I mean, beauty forever, knowing I'm going to do this for the glory of love. I will fight for your honor. I will come. I'll be your knight in shining armor. This is the moment. Hey, you're caught in adultery. You're still my wife. And guess what? I'm saving you. I'm treating you good. I'm loving you like I've never before. I'm laying down my life. I am not kicking you out of a home. This is what makes me a man. The cowards run away.
Cowards have run away. And you know what, Pastor Cyrus? I have known from the stories of my parents and grandparents,
Yes.
there are families, some of our families, they have, oh, Winnie is not for that man. People say it, but the man has never done differently. The wife went out, had an affair, came back, he covered her.
You see, us failing to cover, let me talk to the man. You know, men need to understand this. Nothing makes me feel like a man, like saving my wife.
That's it.
Whoa. Like, that is what I was created for, to save her. Jesus is Jesus because he saves. You know, real manhood gotta have the power to save. But when I am a man and in hard times I run, I cannot save my own babies. I can't die for them. Men are designed to die for your woman.
They don't know that.
Men, you need to hear me. We were not made to run around. Ooh, it's so bad here. I better run. No, we were made to stand and save the woman.
The bride of Christ has never done anything to deserve his death.
Nothing. You don't die for those who deserve it. You die for them because they are yours. You decided to be together.
To lay down your life. I will cover you. You know, it's so amazing. This lady who was caught in adultery.
Yes.
She wasn't alone. Everyone knows there was a man.
Yeah, but usually we want to pin the women. That's culture.
That is culture. But what does Christ do? When everyone wants, everyone wants to, exactly. Everyone
It
wanted
says-
to throw stones. Everyone wanted to say, how she? Maybe even the wife was there. The wife to that man was there. How did you want to give your case? You have caught me in adultery. I have no case, period. But what does Christ do?
I still believe in you.
I still believe in you.
That was a mistake. You are not designed for that. You can do better than this. Can you men believe that your wife can do better than that? Woman, can you believe your husband can do better?
Absolutely. Yes.
And you wake up in the morning and you say, I believe you can do better.
Yes.
Yes, you got 4 kids out there. You still can do better.
Yes.
You're an amazing man. You see, the problem is when I fear rejection, I never understand unconditional love. So when I don't understand unconditional love, I cannot give it.
True.
So when I get you in adultery, now you got to earn your love.
Now,
You got to go back to your parents.
that will tell me about the kind of relationship you have with your Savior.
It's at 0. I earn it. I don't know what it means to be loved by a Savior. Manhood is about saving. You see, today I hear men saying, oh, you know what? How much are you bringing on the table? Let me tell you, I don't ask about, Jesus never asked, how much are you bringing on the table? What are you bringing? Are you good enough to be worthy to die for?
Follow me.
Are you going to follow me? No, he said, I'm going to love you. I don't care what you're bringing on the table. Nothing makes you feel like a man. When I met my wife, she was the silent one, laid back and too proud and whatever. And I remember people coming to me and saying, you won't manage that girl. She's too proud. We know her. She's too.
I've been with that lady and she talks.
Now, thank God, you know her.
I do.
But let me tell you, I reached out to her. And at one point while we were dating, I felt like, God, she's too much. This pride is too much. After all, we are not yet married. I don't care if she want to go, she can go.
You wanted to be like Joseph.
I wanted to be like Joseph and escape. Poor me, I was ignorant. And God told me, that's your wife. Go clean her up. And I came back. I loved her unconditionally. Loved her out of all that out of all her pride. And as long as I wasn't saying, you don't respect me, you don't, I was the one to teach her respect by loving her, honoring her, lifting her higher. And the more I did that, today, whoo, good Lord, 2 are better than 1. I lifted her up.
That is it, Pastor Cyrus. You go in there going to die.
I enter marriage to die. I don't enter marriage to leave.
Absolutely.
I go there to pick up another. And I'm doing it for Jesus.
And with no expectation of her picking you up.
No. So I don't forgive you on a promise that
I will forgive you next time.
I'll forgive you next time you don't do it. I forgive you because I love you and I know you are better.
Amen to that.
You get it?
Yes.
Now, the reason many people are so much, I've gone through that, yes. The problem is this. You try to forgive somebody and you have conditions. I'm forgiving you this one last time.
You gotta do A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
If you don't,
Don't come back.
don't come back. That is not forgiveness. Do you know Jesus said, you forgive? The disciples asked, how many times should I forgive he who offends me? And Jesus said, 70 times 7. In one day, that's 490 times. In one day, one goes and then goes and comes back, goes and in one day. Now, some of you say, yeah, I've been counting. We are on the 8th time.
You know, they ask that question from a very, very humanistic, fallen nature.
Exactly. And Jesus answered them according to their heads.
Because some of us have repeat offenders, or some of us are repeat offenders.
Yes.
And you're thinking, I caught you yesterday, I forgive you. I caught you the other day, I forgive you. Now this is the 5th time.
You cannot count. When you count, you're not forgiving. When you count, you're not forgiving. So you remove the counting out of your mind and just say, I believe in you. God is able to change you. Have a different perspective towards this person. Believe that God, you're preserving them wherever they are. You've protected them. I forgive you. That's how you forgive and even forget. But you can't be counting. 490, Jesus was just playing with your mind. He wasn't saying count. He was saying, if you're going to forgive, don't count. Now, if you don't count, how do you forgive? You forgive like he does.
Now, when we look at the Bible, Pastor Cyrus, right from Genesis to Revelation,
Yeah.
it talks about relationship.
Yes.
It talks about God relating with man. It talks about him being with man. He talks about him cleansing man. It talks about him washing man, covering man, dying for man. It talks about him singing over us. He talks about what he envisioned.
What good is a relationship if I cannot die for you, pick you up, cover you, shelter you? There's no point in having
I
it.
mean, those who drop their children and leave them wherever,
Yes.
that means I do not want to have the relationship. And that is so killing. It kills the other person. So when I do not forgive you, not only do you die, so do I.
Both of us die. Because bitterness doesn't give life.
Doesn't.
But
I may wear makeup, I may dress up good, I may drive all the good cars, but I'm dying inside. My husband is dying on the outside, so am I. He's dying on both the outside and the inside because he has been caught.
Yes.
I am dying on the inside. I'm making myself all up, but I'm dying.
And the best way, drop it, stop your self-righteousness. Don't think you can never fall. So it's time to pick up your spouse, restore them, show them who God is. God restores, it's time you restore. Take 10 seconds and speak to the women out there, to that woman who's been caught in adultery, you get it, with another married man, and she is married.
There is therefore now no condemnation. There is therefore now
No condemnation.
no condemnation. Go and sin no more.
You heard it. I can't say it any better. There is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus. Go and sin no more. If you're not in Christ, I don't know what you're doing because you ain't got hope. You ain't got salvation. You ain't got hope. You're not even in a relationship. You're in a control ship, a manipulation ship. Until Christ takes over, that's when it becomes a relationship. Apart from that, you're into what's in it for me. And the one who can do it better, who outsmarts the other, is the one who wins. You're in a battle. It shouldn't be that way. But in Christ, everything changes. And I welcome you to give him a chance and know that he can rule and you can relate and succeed now and forevermore. See you next time. Cyrus Roddy is my name. And remember, marriage is easy. You know what is hard? It's ignorance.
Unlocking marital bliss.